Do you want to speak English better? Do you want to sound more natural? Want to understand native speakers clearly? Then you must try the shadowing technique. Wait, this is not just any tutorial. Today, we're going to boost your speaking, and the secret is hidden in a powerful true story. But first, what is shadowing? You listen to someone speak, then you repeat their words right after them. Copy their voice, speed, and emotion. You become their shadow. This method will make you clearer, more confident, and improve your pronunciation. In this video, you will hear a short English story. Listen carefully to each sentence. Then pause and say the sentence out loud. Copy the voice, the speed, and the emotion. The more you shadow, the better your English will become. Are you ready to start? Let's begin the story. And don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is Nicole Smith. I'm 17 years old. I live in Detroit, Michigan, and I sit in the back of the classroom, always. I don't speak much, not because I'm shy, but because I'm tired. Tired from life. My mom works at a nursing home. My dad used to work in a car factory, but he lost his job 2 years ago. Since then, he's been angry, mostly with himself, sometimes with us. He spends most days on the couch. Sometimes he drinks, sometimes he yells, sometimes he cries. I try not to judge him. He used to be different. He used to carry me on his shoulders. He used to fix my bike. Now he can't fix anything, not even his own heart. At school, I don't have friends. I'm not like the other girls. I don't have new shoes. I don't post selfies. I don't go to dances. I go to school. I work part-time at a pharmacy. Then I go home, help my mom cook, and study until midnight. That's my life. But I want something more. I want to be a doctor. I know it sounds crazy. No one in my family ever finished college. Some days we barely have food. Some nights I cry alone. But still, something inside me keeps whispering, "You can do it." That voice started when I was 10. My grandma got sick. She had diabetes. One day she fell and hit her head. I was the one who found her. I called 911. I held her hand. I waited with her until the ambulance came. That day, I decided I wanted to help people. I wanted to know how to stop pain. I wanted to make people better. But dreams are hard when your world is falling apart. One afternoon, I was walking home when I saw a poster on the school fence. Pre-med workshop, weekend class, free for students. My heart jumped. I tore the paper off and ran home. That night during dinner, I asked my mom, "Can I go?" She looked tired. Her hands were red from scrubbing floors, but she smiled a little. "If it's free," she said, "then go. I'll even walk you there." I could have cried. Saturday came. We walked 2 miles to the city library where the class was held. There were 10 students. Most wore clean clothes and shiny shoes. I wore my brother's old jacket and sat in the corner. But when the teacher started speaking, something happened. I wasn't scared anymore. He talked about the human heart, how it works, how it can stop, and how doctors can bring it back. He showed us a model, Plastic ribs, rubber lungs. We practiced CPR. When it was my turn, I moved fast. Push, count, breathe, push. The teacher nodded. "What's your name?" he asked. "Nicole." "You've got good hands, Nicole. Calm and smart." No one had ever said that to me before. I felt something light up inside me. After class, he gave me a book. "Read this," he said. "It's not easy, but you'll understand more than you think." It was a medical book, used and worn, but beautiful. I carried it home like treasure. Every night I read a little. The words were hard. I had to Google many terms, but I kept going. Then something happened. One day at the pharmacy, an old woman collapsed near the cash register. People screamed. Someone called 911. I ran to her, checked her pulse. Her lips were blue. She wasn't breathing. I started CPR. 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe. Minutes passed. She gasped. She blinked. She was alive. When the paramedics came, one of them asked, "Are you in medical school?" I laughed. Not yet. But inside, I felt proud. The next day, my teacher at the workshop announced something. There's a scholarship for one student to attend summer pre-med training at Wayne State University. Everyone wanted it, but I needed it. I stayed late after class. I asked questions. I read 2 chapters ahead. Then, one day, the teacher called my name. "Nicole," he said, holding out a letter. "You earned it." I opened it. I was going to the summer training for free. When I got home, I gave the letter to my mom. She hugged me tight. "You're going to be the first doctor in this family," she whispered. And in that moment, I believed it. But the real journey was just about to begin. After I got the scholarship, everything changed. I started waking up early every day to study, to read, to imagine the life I wanted. And for the first time, I didn't feel like the girl from the back of the class. I felt like someone who mattered. The summer pre-med training at Wayne State was coming fast. I had to prepare. But I also had a problem. I had no clothes to wear for the program, no notebook, no bus money. I didn't want to tell my mom. She was already working double shifts. So I went to Mr. Jackson, the man who owned the pharmacy where I worked. He looked at me for a moment. Then he reached into a drawer and pulled out $80. "This is your first bonus," he said with a smile. "You're not just a helper anymore. You're part of this place." I couldn't stop the tears. He wasn't just giving me money. He was giving me belief. I bought a new notebook, a used white shirt, and clean shoes from the thrift store. Then I printed my acceptance letter and folded it neatly into my backpack. On the first day of the training, I was so nervous I almost turned around and went home. But I didn't. I walked through the hospital doors and took a deep breath. Doctors, nurses, bright lights, moving stretches, the smell of sanitizer and coffee. It felt like another world, but it also felt like where I belonged. We were a group of 20 students. Some had fancy watches and spoke with big words, but I didn't care. I was there to learn. Our instructor was Dr. Lin. She was young, kind, and brilliant. She said, You don't need to be rich to become a doctor. You need two things: discipline and heart. I had both. We practiced first aid, checked blood pressure, learned about human organs. Every time I touched a stethoscope, I felt closer to Emma, my grandma, my dreams, and my past. One afternoon, Dr. Lin gave us an assignment. Shadow a real doctor for one day. Write about what you see, what you feel. I was assigned to the emergency room. It was busy. A boy with a broken arm. An old man with chest pain. A little girl crying from a high fever. Then the ambulance arrived. A woman was rushed in. No pulse, no breathing. Doctors jumped in. CPR, IV, oxygen, fast hands, sharp mind. I watched from the corner, frozen, terrified, amazed. And then they brought her back. She was breathing slowly, weakly, but alive. The room was quiet for a second. Dr. Lin turned to me. "Nicole," she said, "what are you thinking right now?" I looked at the woman. I looked at the team. Then I said, "This is what I want to do. I want to bring people back to life." She nodded. "You will." That night, I wrote everything down. The sounds, the fear, the heartbeat monitor beeping again. I finished my report and turned it in. On the last day of the program, we all sat in a small room. Dr. Lin handed each of us a certificate. But then she said, "Before we end, we have one special award. It goes to the student who showed the most growth, compassion, and leadership." She called my name. I stood up. The other students clapped. I walked to the front, shaking. Then she gave me something I never expected: a white coat. It was small for students, but it had my name printed on the tag: Nicole S., future doctor. I held it in my hands like it was made of gold. I didn't know what to say, so I just whispered, "Thank you." When I got home, I showed it to my mom. She started crying, then laughing, then crying again. "I knew you would do it," she said. My dad stood at the doorway, quiet. Then he said something I hadn't heard in a long time. "I'm proud of you, kid." I hugged him. That night, I sat at the kitchen table with Max. He touched the coat. "Are you a doctor now?" he asked. "Not yet," I smiled, "but I'm getting close." The coat still hangs in my room. I look at it every morning before school. It reminds me that my dream is real, that I didn't give up, that I'm more than where I came from. People still look at me and see a quiet girl, but I'm not just that anymore. I'm a fighter, a learner, a future doctor. And one day, when I walk into a real hospital wearing a real coat, I'll think of this story, this journey, and I'll whisper to the little girl in the back of the class, "You made it." Now it's your turn. Play this video again. Pause after each sentence. Repeat what I say, just like a shadow. Copy my voice. Copy the speed. Copy the feeling. This is the shadowing technique. It will help you speak English better, faster, and more confidently. Practice every day. Even 10 minutes is a middles. Believe in yourself. Thank you for learning with me. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. More stories and shadowing videos are coming soon. See you next time.